Hello guys, this is Vysh. So the Hindu editorial, we had kept it on halt for 1 month. So November month it did not happen. Okay, November it did not happen, and in December also. Now we are starting on December 11th, Monday, that is yesterday's episode, and we'll hopefully continue all the episodes. And for again few days, audio, video, some problems are there. But from the new year, we'll do it properly like we used to do till October 30, how we did. Okay, so first things, the goodies which we told we'll be giving out as the year-end gifts and all, that is now started being dispatched. You would have seen in Instagram already. We are giving, and students are sending their unboxing videos and all. So this whoever is enrolled to the test series pack 4 and 5, they are the first list of people who are eligible, whose complete enrollment is done. Even if it's installment, your payments is done, meaning you're completely enrolled and you are a complete Vysh IAS student. Such people will get it, and all these are free, and it will be sent to your home address. So your details will be collected. So if you are such people who is enrolled to pack 4 and 5, okay, the full prelims plus mains test series, they can come and contact. Okay, if your payment is completely done, you can come and contact in WhatsApp, and we'll send tell you, or we'll get the details from you, and then tell you like how many days it will take, and it will reach your address. Okay, so you can come and contact us, and we'll discuss more when you come and ask me, okay, in WhatsApp. So wind path forest, there's one term just mentioned in today's Hindu, and we'll see like why it is mentioned, and along with that even social forestry, which is again an Indian initiative also of the 80s. So that and all we'll discuss. And one more term is there, incremental capital output ratio. So these are the things which you will learn today. These are all there in today's Hindu. There are many articles which are of no use, like here it is BJP versus Congress, here it is Israel-Palestine, which multiple times we have discussed, Telangana local news because elections happened, and then here these two we will discuss, strategy for India's future. Okay, again lot of data only, lot of stats and GDP growth and all, and there only that incremental capital output ratio term you will study. And here it is the air pollution, again lot of reports and all, but again this article is not so good. The certain important points we will discuss. Here it's more of a critical article. It's an opposition person writing this article, so it's complete, like half of the article is writing like BJP has not promised, kept their promises, the poll promises, and they are like good for nothing party. Complete criticism it is. So in between wherever the data is there which is needed for the exam, that we will discuss. Here RBI, you know, the monetary policy keeps happening and they will change the rates and all, so that is discussed here. And here again politics, because one person was expelled from the Lok Sabha, that again Congress versus BJP. Okay, so it's more of political articles this date. So whatever is important, okay, that we will discuss. And again many students, even when we were like our editorials are not happening, you were thinking like there is nothing available at Vysh IAS to study. Okay, because that is because you ignored our foundation or the initial videos and all. There we have clearly told what all free lectures are there. Okay, almost every textbook, okay, history you take, geography you take, polity Lakshmikant, economics, there is a playlist, everything there is like free of cost in our channel. It is there, ethics, science and tech, post independence. This and all you will know only when you watch the foundation which we gave. Okay, foundation for prelims plus mains together is already there, 30 videos which you were supposed to take it seriously. So those who have watched it, they know how much free content is there. Again, if you have not done, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, and then WhatsApp this number asking for foundation. I will give you the foundation. Okay, only then you will realize that what all content you are missing out from this channel. The test series 2024 we closed. Now I don't think in the next close to 150 days are there. In that studying for prelims is very difficult job. Still we'll see whether a final 100-day kind of plan we can make, but still it is already very late. Okay, 2025 there is a 575 days plan. You can come and WhatsApp and get the details to enroll to it. Okay, even these students 2025 prelims plus mains students will get all those goodies which I told in the starting of the video. Okay, and then there is current affairs, which is mandatory for your UPSC or any state exam which you are giving. That in different combinations we have put of the last 5 years and 12 months package also, and in combo of like 60 months or 36 months or 24 months. So based on your preparation level and your knowledge of current affairs, you can come and enroll. Again the same WhatsApp number to contact. Okay, there is a WhatsApp channel also. For that also WhatsApp the same number, I will add you to the channel. Okay, so here please contact, get the foundation and begin your preparation the right way. So wind path, Seoul, you know, Seoul is capital of South Korea. So they are creating this wind path forest to direct clean air into the city. Okay, so this before even going to Hindu, I will show you some details about this, about the wind path forest. Okay, Seoul had announced it, and this particularly for clean air. So what they are going to do is trees will be placed close together along rivers and roads to create the wind path, so that clean and cool air generated at night from these mountain areas can flow into the center of Seoul. Okay, so wherever this mountains and rivers and all is there, along the lines of that they are going to plant trees. Okay, so straight line of trees they will do, and that will help in wind circulation, clean air circulation, and that will finally from the mountainous area flow into the center of the city. So the temperature of the overall city will reduce. So this they have been doing it since like some years. They are doing it, last 2-3 years they are doing, and now in today's Hindu, a mention of this wind path forest is there, that India should adopt this. That is the reason I am just showing you older details. Okay, so different types of forest, wind generating forest with pine trees and maple trees and like that. This purifying plants and all they will use, cherry, oak and all. So this for your prelims, just go through it. It's not very important. So smaller forest also will be there, and then 17 billion South Korean won, their currency, they are going to spend on this. And overall what it will do is it will reduce the average temperature in the downtown Seoul by up to 7 degrees Celsius in summer time. Okay, so that is the whole idea, and this the author today wants India to adopt it. And he also mentions about social forestry, so that also I'll show you definition before going to the Hindu. Social forestry is the management and protection of forest and afforestation of this barren and deforested land with the purpose of not only having the plantation, not only the environmental thing, but also social and rural development of the people living in and around. Okay, so the principle, it can be defined as a development strategy of professional foresters and other development organization with the aim of stimulating active involvement of local people in small scale diversified forest, okay, in their management and improving their livelihood. So that overall social thing is called social forestry. In India, already in the mid 1980s, we initiated this with the financial support of World Bank and also the European Union. This and all in prelims or in even mains, if a question comes on social forestry, you can use these data. Okay, so this will help in conservation and reforestation of forest. The Forest Policy Act, which we have in 1988, that's also promoting the social forestry. Now you know this is very important because 2023, now we are amending these act. Okay, the forest acts and all we are amending in 2023. The recently it was passed in Lok Sabha. So that also in the my current affairs magazines and all, it's available. If you enroll to test series, you will know that. Okay, so we have several schemes under that, like National Afforestation Program, Joint Forest Management and all. So that first one, National Afforestation Program, aims to increase the tree cover by planting trees on degraded forest land and the wasteland. And the other one, which is Joint Forest Management Program, it's a community based approach to forest management involving local communities in planning, implementing and monitoring, meaning they are fully like a community program. So these are the basics of social forestry, but still for a mains you will need lot of data that in our again mains test series questions will be there, or maybe in future episodes we'll cover in a separate series in environment, but in a newspaper only this much information you will get. If you see the first section of the Hindu editorial, it's completely criticizing the BJP. Okay, he's quoting the 2014 manifesto of BJP and 2019 manifesto. So this is of no use for your exam sake. Okay, it's completely telling like they told they will do that, they will do this, but nothing is done. So like that many things are like criticized. Okay, and here now a little bit data, million plus population cities are there in India. So there the National Air Clean Program is supposed to have done miracles, but he is telling the BJP is only doing self-praise, nothing has been achieved. Okay, and he's quoting some reports. The ICOR released the World Air Quality Report, which is showing that 39 Indian cities were named in the list of 50 most polluted cities in the world. Okay, and one more report, the Lancet study, it found that nearly 1.6 million deaths in India could be attributed to air pollution, comprising 18% of the total death in the country. Okay, so these are all in your exam you can use for air pollution related any question which comes. Okay, and India's air pollution is solely responsible for the highest number of respiratory diseases, which can be chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. 50% of the cases of the world are in India. Then asthma, 13% of the global cases are in India. Then cancer and stroke also is there across the country. So all these things are leading to reduced life expectancy of about 9 years. Okay, especially in the cities, people living in the cities, their life expectancy is 9 years lesser than the ones who are living in the villages where little more cleaner areas are there because of lesser factories and lesser vehicles. World Economic Forum reports that the cost India pays in terms of air pollution is 7.91 lakh crore annually. So whatever you see here, this is like evergreen data. Okay, you can use this for your next 3 to 4 years of mains also. You can keep using this. That is why I'm telling, listen to our editorial. It is literally your free mains coaching. Okay, entire thing which you need for exam we give you. You don't have to depend on any other 365 magazine and all these photostat notes and toppers fake notes and all which is circulating in the market. You don't need that. You just need to do daily newspaper and you will get all the data which is needed for a mains perfect mains answer. So now G20 also, you know, we hosted, but the author is not happy with that also. That's why I'm telling it's an opposition person writing. So he's criticizing everything which the government is doing. This is not right ideally, and we don't have to care about that also. We have to care about only the data of the exam, of the point of air pollution. Okay. So World Health Organization have said that the annual average concentration of PM 2.5, okay, particular matter 2.5 should not exceed 5 UG per M3, okay, so meter cube. So this much less only should be there in a space, and that again is a WHO stat which you can use in your exam. So as India is nowhere near the safety zone, the people are helpless victim of pollution crisis. Okay, so here again they are telling the same, Modi government and his things. Then here the Great Nicobar Development Plan is again going to, like, you know, like in other countries and all, if you go, whether it is Thailand or your Singapore or Vietnam, Laos, all these countries, Indians think that these are like very underdeveloped countries, or it's not like there's nothing there. But if you go to these countries, okay, you will see that they have this huge infrastructure for tourism. They have built a lot of this, even on the mountain tops and all. They will cut the trees if it is required, because they will again replant it in some other place. Their intention is to boost their tourism. So they have this train kind of services uphill, or they have this cable car kind of system uphill. They have a lot of things they're doing. So there nobody will question like you are cutting trees or you're doing this and all, because they also understand infrastructure and all these are important for a country. But here in India, any development plan like Nicobar and all, Nicobar or Lakshadweep, it can be even made better than your Maldives and Thailand and all. But here if you try to do that, the human rights people will come, environmental rights people will come, animal rights people will come, and you cannot do anything in this country. So this again, this author is criticizing that everything is like going to destroy the air, water, you are cutting trees, and everything is going to be wrong. Even the Central Vista project, the parliament which is came, that also is criticizing that you cut lot of trees. So everywhere he is criticizing that this government is having outdated plans of Government Building Act of 1899, and there is indiscriminate demolitions where you are demolishing buildings in Noida and all. There also you are causing lot of emissions of things and causing the air very polluted. So you are ignoring all the important things and you are not doing anything. Okay, meaning this government has done nothing as per the author, and you are always blaming only two things. One is stubble burning, which is happening in Punjab, Haryana and all, and blaming the farmers. Instead you are not you are not doing anything for against the capitalist, okay, who is the usual, they are communist things and all. They are telling that you are promoting this privatization, globalization, all these things, and the capitalist, whatever they do, you are not caring, but you are going and blaming everything on the farmers. So this way, a complete critical article, you would not have got any good point till now. But here at the last, as I told, he is telling various practices you should do. One is wind path forest and one is social forestry. Okay, this is what at the starting I already explained to you, and that is the only valid point. Okay, now the winter session of parliament is going on, and the author wants the government to tell that they will do something in this aspect, or whatever we already have, we will improve it. We should do a all party meeting, and then you should somehow protect the environment to have safe air. This is the overall conclusion, and this is the article number 1. Now article number 2 is about the India's strategy for future growth. Like how should we go from here? Because already you know all the global bodies, including if you take Reserve Bank is telling 7% India is growing, IMF and World Bank is telling 6.3% we are growing. So overall in the first 2 quarters this year itself, already we are growing at 7.8 and 7.6, which is the highest in the world, and we are the fastest growing economy in a developing country. You can tell in our size of economy, we are the fastest growing. So India is likely to achieve whatever these bodies are telling, and in the medium term, which we call 2028-29, we will be again ending up at more than 6% growth. So this and all is fine, but again the author is telling India's future growth needs some more changes, because the world is changing. You know, many things in this world is happening, like Russia-Ukraine war is happening, Israel-Hamas conflict is happening, and many people are putting sanctions on these countries and all. So the SWIFT system, which is actually a you can tell, like in India we have this IFSC code, not only India, everywhere in local banks we have IFSC code kind of concept. Same like that internationally, when you send money, there is a code called SWIFT code. Okay, so that and all you are banning, and Russia is not able to use that. So like that, when you do things, there is break in supply chains, there is disruptions in international settlement. So when all these are happening, it's called deglobalization. Okay, a world when it was interacting with everyone, it is called globalization. The opposite of that is deglobalization. People are not able to settle the international transaction, they are not able to come closer. So when this is a very like high expected question in UPSC mains, that the world is moving towards deglobalization, so what should be India's future strategy, something like that, a mains question can come. So this article is the answer for that. Okay, so here the world real GDP growth is reducing. Only, as I told, India is booming. Other countries are all going down. If you take European countries, you take China, you take USA, everybody's things are reducing. The global demand for global exports are reducing. So once upon a time, we were depending on the export strategy, like we are doubling our exports, we are doing a lot of make in India, and we are exporting everything. That's all fine. But for future, you have to evolve. You have to do more like what China did. China was doing domestic manufacturing, and like they themselves have that much population that whatever you make, you can sell it there itself. You don't need to export. So that you have to focus now. That is what India also has to do. Our market itself is so big that you can make it here and you can sell it here. You don't have to worry about selling it outside when this much problems are going on or this much deglobalization is going on. And that is the overall idea of this article. For that, he has given a lot of data. Okay, here exports they are telling in 2003-4, 2008-9 and all, the acceleration was there. Then it peaked in 2013-14, the export share. Then COVID time it reduced actually 18.9%, 18.7%. Then 2023 again we are going to 22%. So export is fine, but we have to do a different strategy of domestic market capture, and also you have to do whatever is domestic, meaning example is domestic saving. Okay, only when people start saving little bit also, our banks will have a lot of money. When our banks have a lot of money only, they can give loan outside. They can give loan outside, and then businesses or government can borrow it, and then it can grow. So this line, if you see, savings are the ones which convert to gross fixed capital formation. Okay, this you can use in your answer. Only when people save more. When I told the export you have to reduce, and then the domestic sales you have to increase. That is point number one. Point number two is domestic savings has to be increased. Okay, so these are all some savings rate and all they're telling. Not very important. You cannot remember all these numbers like what percentage of GDP the savings were there, but that is what they're telling. Okay, how much financial asset was there, how much liability is there. They're telling liabilities are more for people now and assets are less. So that should reverse. Okay, people should have more asset and people should have lesser liability. So that you have to reverse. And then again, financial saving has to improve. Only then government and corporate sector can borrow the money. And this again data. Okay, so that I am not stressing too much because anyway nobody can remember that. In this context only, this point, okay, they are telling about incremental capital output ratio, ICOR. Okay, this is not there in the Hindu, this definition. It actually is the relation between the level of investment made in the economy and the consequent increase in GDP. Meaning, to increase your GDP, you will obviously be investing something, right? You will be putting something in labor or putting something in anywhere investment. So that how much you are doing, that should not be too much, because if it's too much, then there is no point of growing. If you are investing crores of rupees and then getting little bit of GDP increase, that is not good. So that have to come down. Okay, so if the ICOR is lower, achievable growth would be higher. Okay, you should put lesser this thing and more output should be there. Okay, relation between the level of investment made in the economy and the consequent increase in GDP. This is the one line definition you need to know. So this in UPSC prelims or mains or wherever it's useful, you can use it. And this is mentioned here in today's article. That's the reason I gave you the definition. The value they are telling it is 5 for 2022-23. India's value it is 5. Okay, ICOR. Now next point, we told 2 points. Now the next point is employment. Okay, 3 points we told including ICOR. Next is employment. We have this demographic dividend which we tell the youth population or the employable population, because most of our population age group is in that range that you can give them skills and make them work. Okay, only we have that advantage. Other countries like Japan and all, it's full aging population. They don't have people there. So people actually from India and all people are going to Japan. They are taking more and more people. They are giving the skill and they have more of you can tell dependent population. Dependent population means the people like old senior citizens or young children and all who is dependent on a working population. That is very high in Japan. Okay, very high in Japan. And India it is less. India it is more of youth population. So India's working age population is projected to be 68.9% in 2030, and the overall dependency ratio, which I told dependent people, are 31.2. So that is why these patterns means what? We have to allocate more resource for training and skilling India's growing working age population. Okay, and this growth is critical for our GDP growth as well. This full article we are discussing about GDP growth. So we have to do skilling, the worker population ratio, which shows the number of employed persons in the population of 15 years of age, above 15 years of age, that has increased to 51.8%. So that we have to utilize by skilling them, and then only our GDP in future will grow. Now again, non-agricultural growth. This has to be high. You know, many people are coming out of villages, coming to cities and all, and they are like not depending on agriculture anymore. So the non-agriculture sectors, that has to increase, that has to improve. Only then you can absorb the labor which are coming out of agriculture and give them also jobs, and then make them contribute to the GDP. Okay, so facilitating absorption of productivity, enhancing technologies, the new technologies, which is artificial intelligence, generative AI, like the chat GPT and all, that and all we have to invest more, whether it is research, whether it is manpower, everything you have to put more. Only then we can grow. And then again the next one about the climate. We have this commitments, we have this green grid initiative, one sun, one world, all this under the Paris climate change and the sustainable development. And then we told we'll do net zero emissions by 2070. We told all this, but we have to see to it that when you are shifting a lot to the electric vehicles, the ethanol based thing and all, maybe your growth will go down suddenly, because it's a new technology, new market and all. It will take time for people to adopt it and all. People will be still running on the older vehicles and all the things and all. So that time you should see to it that the impact, the adverse impact should be minimized by emphasizing the service sector, because service sector, whether it is IT, whether it is tourism, this and all will anyway boom. So when you are losing something somewhere, or there's a delay in getting people, or the growth in the new technologies, meanwhile you should see to it that your service sector, the existing service sector, IT sector and the tourism sector, here and all boom is happening. Only then you can manage the adverse impact. So this article is more interesting, and they are telling almost every good points, and I think already you got 4-5 points to write for India's future growth strategy. So then next is the fiscal deficit, the last point. Okay, there is something called fiscal slippage also, meaning we will tell like we will do only like suppose 2% deficit this year, but then it became 3% deficit. Okay, deficit means your expenses, okay, your expenses is more than what your income is, so there will be always a deficit. Or maybe you are importing more, you are importing lot of things from maybe China and all, but you are exporting very less. That time also we have a deficit. There is a trade deficit. So trade deficit, fiscal deficit, like there are many payment deficit terms are there, which again everything I cannot teach you now here. It's there in our economics test series. So that we have to control. Okay, we have to bring it down. Only then into acceptable limit, if you bring, if you have surplus in all the revenue of center as well as state, okay, both has to do well, only then you will be able to have a growth rate of 6.5%, which this RBI and everybody are doing. Okay, then only we can have that recovery from the COVID period, which everybody went down. Okay, and in medium term, which I told 2028-29, India's growth will be adversely affected by many factors which are domestic and external, and we have to be ready for that. For that only all the solutions above we told. In conclusion, the same thing here, the savings you have to improve, investment you have to improve, the skill you have to improve for young entrants, and then adopting a technology mix which is employment friendly. Okay, as I told, if you directly bring only electric and the other things and all, maybe sudden growth may not be there. So it should be more employment friendly. So there should be a technology mix, not only the new technology, the new and old, everything should be a mix. And the country must focus to achieve the 7% or 7.5%, which every body is predicting for India. Okay, this is the overall article for today, and I hope it was clear. As I told, this 2024 is closed. Still, if anybody missed, you can come and contact me. I will see whether I can accommodate you, but officially it is closed. 2025 is still open. You can come and ask me. This is the details again. WhatsApp this number and I will tell you how to enroll. Okay, current affair packs are also there, and that goodies, don't forget to please come and contact me now itself. In Instagram also you can contact, but WhatsApp you will get faster replies. Within 24 hours you will get reply, and there I will tell you how to claim your goodies and free rewards. Okay, so I'll wind up this. Tomorrow we'll do one more episode, and hopefully we'll continue slowly and catch up all the pending episodes. Okay, so thank you and have a nice day.